I'll bring my voice, my body, my conviction. I'll walk beside strangers who believe in freedom, dignity, and truth. I'll walk because I want my daughter and her generation to inherit a country where leaders serve laws, not themselves. Why I'm attending the No Kings protest tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with millions of Americans in streets and city squares across this country. Not because I enjoy protest, but because I believe we have no other choice left. I'd rather do anything else than this. It's not my idea of fun. I'd much rather spend my Saturday morning playing pickleball. I'm a sane, sensible centrist. I don't want to be going to protest. I feel like I have no choice. The No Kings rallies aren't just about one man or one administration. They're about whether the United States remains a democracy or slips fully into authoritarian rule. For years, many of us told ourselves that our institutions would hold, that the courts, the press, and Congress would act as guardrails against tyranny. But that faith has been shattered. Donald Trump now controls the White House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and most of the lower courts. A majority of major media outlets either serve his propaganda or fear his retaliation. The system of checks and balances is gone. The only power left, the only remaining counterweight to authoritarian rule is us, the people. This is why I will march, not out of despair, but out of duty. The No Kings movement is built on a simple moral truth. No one in democracy is above the law. Trump's second term has systematically dismantled that idea. His administration has ignored court rulings, weaponized federal agencies against critics, and filled the streets of American cities with militarized agents meant to intimidate dissenters. We've seen this movie before, just not here. This is how autocracy takes root. Slowly, then suddenly. We are watching it unfold in real time. I've studied the history of how people fought back against dictatorships in other nations. The lesson is clear. Nonviolent mass protest works. In the Philippines, millions of citizens toppled Ferdinand Marcos through peaceful uprisings after years and years of corruption and repression, plus all the shoes. In Poland, workers and intellectuals united in the solidarity movement to bring down communist rule. In South Africa, persistent civil resistance ended apartheid. In each case, authoritarian leaders controlled the courts, the media, the military, every lever of institutional power, but they couldn't control people power. That's what tomorrow represents, people power. The protest has been deliberately planned as non-violent. Let me say that again. The protest has been deliberately planned as non-violent. Organizers have trained volunteers in de-escalation and community care. The ACLU and other civil liberty groups have offered Know Your Rights workshops. We're not coming to fight with federal agents. We are coming to show that no army, no propaganda machine, and no president can command the conscience of free citizens. Yes, I know the risks. Trump's Justice Department has already labeled progressive groups as domestic terrorists. Federal agents have been deployed to cities like Portland and Memphis, not to protect citizens, but to provoke them, to create images of chaos that justify repression. But the truth is, if we stay home, the repression will only deepen. Authoritarian regimes don't stop because people behave. They stop because people refuse to obey. Tomorrow's march is an act of moral defiance and civic hope. It is a public reminder that democracy isn't a building, a court, or a constitution. It's a behavior. It's something we do together or we lose it. I'm not naive enough to believe that one protest will topple a dictatorship, but I know that silence never has. In every nation that has overcome tyranny, resistance began with individuals deciding that enough was enough. From Manila to Kyiv, from Johannesburg to Seoul, ordinary people reclaimed their countries not by violence, but by presence, by showing up in such numbers that power could no longer pretend to speak for the people. That's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll bring my voice, my body, my conviction. I'll walk beside strangers who believe in freedom, dignity, and truth. I'll walk because I want my daughter and her generation to inherit a country where leaders serve laws, not themselves. Trump wants a nation of spectators, The No Kings movement is a nation of participants. And if enough of us show up peacefully, firmly, and relentlessly, we can remind even the most arrogant tyrant of all, the people still rule. I want to thank you for spending time with me today. If you got any value out of this, well, for one, I hope to see you tomorrow at the No Kings rally, if you're seeing this before it's happened. And remember, stay peaceful, even if others try to antagonize you. Don't take the bait. Debate would be good if we had it. Unfortunately, right now, we're not getting real debate. You can state your case in court, win, and it is just ignored. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I will see you tomorrow. We will try to get the tomorrow show done before I head off to the No Kings rally. And then all goes well, I will be back here Sunday if I haven't been silenced. See you tomorrow.